Hey guys, how's it going? So in the new update, one of the biggest changes is to the throwing system. If you have experience with the old throwing system, you probably know that it was pretty hard to actually hit any throws, and overall it just wasn't very useful. So what about this new system? Is throwing actually good now? To start, let's take a look at what's actually different about the two systems. So the old one was completely manual. You would set up your throw by starting an attack and then release your weapon with E and it would fly wherever you're aiming. There were a few things that made this pretty hard to use though. First of all, releasing too early or too late would result in the weapon just completely missing everything, and it wasn't very easy to time the release either. Then there was also the issue of aiming. Aiming isn't too complicated, all you have to do really is look at your target and then get the height right, but even if you did get that right, the weapons didn't necessarily fly completely straight. Overall, this made hitting throws, let alone the damage or anything, really inconsistent. So how's the new system different? Well, first of all, it's a lot more automatic now. It's also a lot more forgiving. So it starts the same way, start an attack and release your weapon with E. From what I've seen, when you release too early, your weapon just kind of drops, so you still have to get the timing right, but I think it's easier than before. And now, once you get the throw off, the weapon flies much straighter towards your target. You still have to aim at them and get the height right, but overall it's a lot easier to actually land a hit. So now let's get back to the question of, is it actually worth doing? Well, I'm still not sure it's all that useful. There are two big problems that remain even with this new system. First of all, it's still a lot harder to be accurate with a throw than with a regular attack. The combat in this game allows you to be incredibly accurate with enough practice, so why would you throw your weapon from a distance and risk missing completely, hitting an enemy's shield or armor, or even hitting them in the leg or something when you can walk up to him and hit his head? The other issue is weapon damage and speed. If you pay attention to the weapon speed on these clips, you see pretty average numbers. That's not bad, but it's about the same as a regular hit, so again, why bother with the throw that's much harder to land anyway? Now that being said, I wouldn't say throwing is completely useless with this update. There are a couple of situations where I could actually recommend trying some throws. First is if you get an enemy that doesn't really have much armor. The less obstruction they've got, the easier it'll be to hit them and actually do some good damage, and maybe if your weapon sticks, you can go over to them, grab it, and then get another attack in, kind of a little 2-for-1 type deal. The other way throwing could be useful is if you've got an enemy you just don't want to get close to. Whether they outrange you or maybe your health is just low and you want to be safe, throwing does let you get some damage without really putting yourself in harm's way. With the old throwing system, I would have just taken my chances with getting close, but now I think it's reliable enough that you could try this if you feel it's necessary. And that's about it. I think in pretty much every other scenario, you're better off just trying to get some regular hits if you're really trying to win. If you want to just chuck cross-map tomahawks all game, though, that's up to you. So all in all, I think this is a really good change because it still might not be the most useful feature in the world, but it's definitely much more useful than before. Let me know what you think, if you're going to try throwing more now, or if there's another scenario where you think throwing might be useful. And as always, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later.